Hi, this is Cora Stack here. I just wanted to express great concern about the number of, election special meetings that are being held on the 22nd. I mean, it's rising exponentially, and how are we going to be able to attend meetings which are, so far apart? I mean, I would never timetable students to attend lectures in several different counties on the same day. I mean, we wouldn't even do it, we'd hardly do it in one building, not a mind. It would be completely unacceptable. There'd be uproar by the students, and rightly so. So I mean, it is demeaning in the extreme to treat people, of substance like this, and we are not happy. I can tell you that. Independents are not happy, and I went up to a particular meeting last week, and I was told, before I spoke, that it was a done deal, inverted commas. So I'm still trying to figure out what that means, that it was a done deal. And if anybody has the answer, perhaps they, we'll put it up here on this page, what inverted commas a done deal is. And somebody from Tipperary yesterday said that I said that, that I was stitched up in every possible way, or every... I didn't say that. So it seems to me this is called projection in psychology, which means the person may have thought that it appeared that I was stitched up in every possible way, and that he attributed this to me, as a way of inferring this, where it was his opinion, or it appeared like that was his opinion, that I was stitched up in every possible way, which would make it a very, very serious issue. If I was stitched up in every possible way, would that be part of the done deal? Would there be any connection between that and the done deal? So perhaps there's another story here, beneath the surface, that needs to be investigated by people who are the time to do this, since we have no time to go from A to B to C. And today I made a speech, and to a particular county council, and I couldn't finish it because we were only given 5 minutes. And now the county council in particular were sympathetic, but the issue is they were, my understanding is that they were aware that there was a problem, with all the with all the multiple meetings, and the people like myself were trying to do our best to attend the meetings, and there was a concern expressed, and I think, in fairness to this county council, they were trying to go and do something about it, and put a paper to try and do something about it. So they were aware. But it seems to be very, very poorly managed. That there's so many meetings on the 22nd. I think it's to do with the deadline of the 24th, and then a very short time. So that gives an independent that's nominated very little time. Now, my understanding, one of the candidates, the independent, has been on the hustings for months and months and months, but the rest of us haven't. We wouldn't have the resources, those kind of resources, to compete. And in the public service, you wouldn't be able to do that anyway. You have to be very, very careful about things like conflict of interest. So you're miles behind, and then you're getting these kind of hints. This is the done deal, and everybody's locked in, and they can't be seen to go against the party whip, or even if there isn't an official kind of a block, that they feel there is a block, and you can't. And even somebody from City Hall was saying that I think Sinn Féin abstained or didn't vote, or voted in a way that was essentially like a block, not allegedly. So if they're all blocking, and independents are supporting one particular candidate, who can vote for anybody else? I mean, is that not disgraceful in the extreme, or anti-democratic, or is that not very, very serious for a democracy, if that is the kind of if that's going on? Now, this is a matter to be investigated. I don't know, but it's the patterns are very, very concerning for what I'm seeing, and the 5 minutes to give a talk is really ridiculous. So what I want to do now is give the talk. I'll put it here what I have, and I spent all night. This has been years and years in the making. This edit. I'm an editor in a couple of journals now. They're maths journals and that, but edit. So let me just read out the edit, and then at least people will know what my platform was what I was talking about and why I'm so upset that my life's work and all my policy work and everything has been discounted as nothing. When they have no idea what I know and what I don't know, but I certainly know far more than they think I know. But that doesn't mean I know everything. I certainly don't. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm of a great appetite for knowledge and research and everything like that. I'm really interested in this legal capture now, and I'm expecting it any day. So anyway, who isn't, and how that impacts justice. So it's justice to the squeeze middle, the silence and justice. So what I'm going to do now is read out the speech that I tried to give today to Limerick. They refused. Now they refused because there was one meeting at 11 and then I had another meeting at 12:30 and I just couldn't physically, I couldn't physically be there. And with the exhaustion of being in Tipperary and Wicklow yesterday, it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. So and then numerous meetings the day before. So it all seems, well, if it is a done deal, can anybody explain what that done deal is? Is it between which parties? Would it be a done deal? That might be a question. If it's a deal, it's a deal between parties. An underhand deal, would that be something you could kind of ask a question about? Well, that's not something I'm happy about, because that's very undemocratic. I don't know. We have to get to the bottom of this to find out what this done deal allegedly is. A fix is what somebody else was calling it. A complete fix. A fix on people like myself. A complete fix and a stitch up. As somebody said in Tipperary, Dr. Stack said that I was stitched up in every possible way. No, I didn't. This person obviously felt that way, and that's called projection in psychology. Well, perhaps he was right. Well, we'll have to get the bottom of it. Why was I stitched up in every possible way? So let's try and figure out why I would be a person targeted of being stitched up in every possible way. What did I ever do in my life? Only work so hard, to excel in everything I did, and to end up being stitched up in every possible way. So we'll have to, move forward and figure out what's wrong, because it's not just affecting me. What's been done here affecting so many others like me in academia, very, 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 able, intelligent, articulate people who find themselves in the same position, not ostracised, but excluded from the very process that they're supposed to be part of. The hidden injustice. So there's a hidden injustice done to a huge amount of independents, and I'm just one of them, and I'm able to kind of spot it. And let's try and explore it a bit more.